What's up, everyone? The iPhone 18 Pro just got a major leak, and it confirms Apple's making the dynamic island significantly smaller. But more importantly, it debunks the worst rumor we've heard all year. Let's break down why this is actually the best-case scenario. Alright, let's start with the hard data. According to a new leak from Ice Universe, the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max are getting a much smaller dynamic island. We're talking a reduction from 20.76 millimeters on the current iPhone 17 Pro down to just 13.49 millimeters. Do the math, and that's a 35% size reduction. That's massive. Visually, this is going to make a significant difference when you're watching content, browsing, or just looking at your home screen. More screen, less interruption. Simple as that. So how is Apple achieving this? The secret is they're moving the Face ID sensors below the display. The camera is still staying in the island, but by pushing those Face ID components underneath the screen, they can dramatically shrink the cutout. And here's the bigger picture. This is all prep work for the iPhone 20 Pro. Apple's ultimate goal? A completely cutout-free display. Everything, camera, Face ID, all of it hidden below the screen for a perfect uninterrupted viewing experience. The iPhone 18 Pro is basically the middle step to get there. Now, here's where things got messy, and honestly, the tech community owes Apple an apology on this one. A few weeks back, there was a leak suggesting Apple was ditching Dynamic Island entirely and switching to a standard punch-hole camera. You know, like literally every Android phone. Tech leaker FPT even made renders showing this punch-hole design. It looked fine, but also incredibly boring and generic. The internet went wild. Turns out, it was a mistranslation error. The original leak was misinterpreted, and what was actually happening is what we're seeing now, a smaller dynamic island, not a different design altogether. As an industry insider recently clarified, the iPhone 18 Pro is keeping the dynamic island. It's just getting a serious diet. Let me tell you why I'm genuinely relieved about this. Dynamic Island is, in my opinion, the most aesthetically pleasing solution to the cutout problem we've seen in the industry. Yes, it takes up screen space. Yes, notches and cutouts suck in general. But if you have to have one, Dynamic Island is the best execution. It's functional, it's animated, it's interactive. Other phone makers are literally copying it now for their flagships. It's become iconic for Apple. If they had switched to a basic punch hole, that would have been the most un-Apple move ever. From the front, the iPhone would have looked like any random Android device. Zero differentiation, zero personality. A smaller dynamic island keeps the identity while reducing the trade-off. Win-win. And then there's the under-display camera option, which, thank God, isn't happening with the iPhone 18 Pro. Maybe the iPhone 20 Pro, but not yet. Here's the problem with under-display cameras. Image quality tanks. When you put a camera under the display, light has to pass through the OLED display layers to reach the sensor. The result? Blurry, hazy photos that look like they were taken through a dirty window. We've seen this with other phones. The RedMagic 11 Pro, for example, has noticeably worse selfie quality compared to devices like the Pixel 10 Pro XL, all because of that under-display camera. And it's not just the camera. Face ID suffers. Infrared sensors need a clear path to function properly. Put them under a display and their efficacy drops, especially in low light environments. You'd be unlocking your phone slower with more failures.
It's as easy as looking at it and swiping up. And, you know, let's try that again. Ho, ho, ho. Let's go to backup here.
Apple's probably working on solving these issues for the iPhone 20 Pro, but they're clearly not ready yet. And honestly, I'd rather have a smaller dynamic island that works perfectly than an invisible camera that works poorly. So when are we actually getting this phone? Apple's being their usual secretive selves, but the official unveiling is expected in early September, probably around the second week. That's the typical iPhone launch window. Between now and then, expect more leaks, more renders, and probably some hands-on photos as we get closer to the date. Bottom line, this is the best possible outcome for the iPhone 18 Pro. A 35% smaller dynamic island keeps Apple's unique design language while giving us more usable screen space. It avoids the pitfalls of corner cameras and under-display tech, and it sets the stage for the fully cutout-free iPhone 20 Pro in the future. Personally, I'm hoping the iPhone 20 Pro's under-display tech actually delivers, because if Apple can nail that execution, it could kick off a new industry standard where other manufacturers finally get it right too. But for now, smaller dynamic island. I'm here for it. What about you? Are you hyped for the iPhone 18 Pro, or are you holding out for the fully cutout-free iPhone 20 Pro? Let me know in the comments. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more iPhone 18 coverage as we count down to September, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Peace out.